Представь ситуацию. Перед тобой два ящика. В одном ящике находится много денег, а во втором ящике находится кот. Ящики висят на цепи, а под ними лава.
Oh fuck. He's gonna burn the cat if I don't give him my money. I don't negotiate with terrorists. Hello everyone, this is Edmund Wells or HollowedTZ. I thought I'd start a new series, or like considering like commentary, like this kind of a thing. I wanna like keep on doing it. So I'll just start calling like whatever I like find shit or talk about shit. It's just like scrolling through the feed shit on like, or I'll just be calling it scrolling through the feed, not scrolling through the feed shit, but yeah. But scrolling through the feed, it will be new. First thing I wanted to cover was the new video. I wanted to say thank you, because at first I didn't think like I'd get as many views on it, but then like, you know, we just hit like the 200 like mark and all that, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I just got like pushed through the recommendations, and I was like just getting recommendations and recommendations. People kept on clicking it. Not very long watch time though. However, we did get over like 1K, so I was fucking wild. I was fucking bouncing off the walls. I was legit geeked just about reaching that number. Unfortunately, the video is demonetized, but you know, it is what it is. I did put in a claim for it when it first was demonetized, or not demonetized, but like age restricted. The age restriction being blood and gore, but you know, it's a Vice cleanup detail video. I didn't think it would, I guess, warrant that, considering it's like fake blood and all that. But you know, if that's how YouTube sees it, as it's real blood, it shouldn't be shown, and it's decided to be age restricted, then I guess it is what it is. Especially considering I put in the claim about like, I want to say 2 to 3 days ago, as I kind of like record this voice, and they still have not responded. So yeah. Moving over to our next topic, I found the little like, I want to say Russian like scam site. And I was actually surprised that there's kind of like shit like this on YouTube, but at the same time, it is we live in a society, and people will try to get like anything that they can out of anyone, if they're that morally like gray or low enough to do such a thing. But you know, there's people out there, so I'm just gonna put it up there, and as you can see, they have like the first like few games, like that's something that people might like usually want to download, and then the rest are just like these that little short that I kind of goofed and gaffed on at the beginning of the video. If you made it beyond here, you're a trooper. Thank you, I love you. But it just seems that like if it, and all needless to say, you probably don't want to trust those types of sites, and if you do see one, report it. I did report the one. I did report that one. Even though it might be like it might be a little sus of me to report that, but that's kind of like, but I think it's somewhat justified, considering they're like kind of courting you to like go to either like a third party or like just like a random like thing that could possibly like adjust or like cause some sort of harm to somebody. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't see this as being good or like just a person trying to help out by giving you a free game. But that's just me. That's my nihilistic perspective on just how some people operate. Especially since last time I checked, the ruble has literally gone down significantly in price. As society devolves and we watch the continuing of the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case, you can't help but feel as well as that everyone else is going fucking crazy, whether it be a man or a woman. I don't care what it is or how it happens, but I don't know about you, but it seems like a lot more people are just going crazy in order to like hating on the opposite gender. Just because you see a bunch of TikToks, or you just like see like videos contemplating them, like even here.
They're like a podcast for men only. And when you make videos on people, you usually watch a lot of their stuff. So my YouTube algorithm got all manosphered up, and now it's full of these different type of guys that I gotta show you now. So I don't want this to be what the channel is forever, but I keep finding these guys and they're just fun. They're fun. It's fun times to look at. Pickup artist guys, dating advice guys, MGTOW guys, MRAs, bordering on incel stuff. And the more I watch, because I'm fascinated by it, the more it shows up. So I'm stuck in a purgatory of strange guys, and the only way to purge them from my life is to show them to you, and then I stop watching them because I've already looked at them all.
Just like that, for example, there's a bunch of guys that are kind of like that, or women that are kind of like that, whether they be feminazis or just manosphere people in general. Overall, I feel like this has just been a trend of growing, or maybe I've just been watching it a lot. But either way, as you know, as we continue on, I'll show another clip of whoever, and they'll even have like I don't know, like their own little formula to however it goes, and they like the way they run their like clips or channels or anything like that. It's pretty much just like one after another, right? It's just like whatever you can find and kind of pick at, I guess. It's pretty much just like any other commentary channel you probably find, except a little more hated or deep rooted, considering I think it's coming from a place like they feel like they've been hurt personally, either by the opposite gender or just people in dating advice and shit like that, or just like in dating situations, if you know what I mean.
For some reason, it doesn't show how many subscribers he has, and I don't know why that is. But if we go to his channel, we can see he has 50 million views, and he's only been uploading for like 1 year. So what kind of content does this guy make? Well, why don't we look, okay? I got a divorce. 30-plus-year-old woman divorces her husband, only to find out the grass isn't greener. Insane woman gets annihilated by Chad, refuses to take accountability. Woman goes into a rage on TikTok after being rejected by men. 30-plus-year-old woman regrets waiting so long to find a man. You'll notice a pretty consistent theme with these thumbnails. It's just pictures of women and then cartoon reaction guy. And basically the whole thing is like this for eternity. It's just pictures of women, they did something bad, we're roasting them. SMH my head. Look at all these woms.
Yeah, but going over, I could show you more clips on the manosphere and or the feminazi type sides of channels that kind of just berate and or continue to go on and on about the opposite gender, their bad experiences, and why they feel however they feel on whatever stance on their life. But in overall, it's just people venting, letting it on the internet. Probably something you probably shouldn't do, but you know what? We're all human, and we all have access to it to some degree, I guess. So, you know, the internet's there to be perused and paraded, and the more people that have access to it just give a little more windows to see what's going on in the world, whether it be biased perspective or not. Everyone's gonna have their own shit and or like own thing that they want to talk about. Even I'm doing it right now. And not to say that, you know, it's not a good or a bad thing that shit's going down or like people are commenting on each other's like business, but considering they like post it out there anyway. But overall, it's just kind of one of those things that you're like, if you're that angry about it, you can just kind of ignore it. You can just leave. Like, you don't have to interact with it. Like, I'm not really sure what else to say. But some people just, like, they get really involved into the communities and they stick. I'm not sure why, but they stick. And it's just like, it just lingers and people get caught into the wave. But in actuality, I don't think you have to get caught in the wave. I think it may take a big responsibility and or like mental awareness of just like, okay, I'm in said position. I can take the space, kind of see how other people feel about it, and kind of just like live with it. But it seems like a lot more so that just like people hating on stuff just to hate it, or they kind of get emotionally invested and they get swept up into the whole motion. And it's just like shit like that. And it's just wild. As the topic suggests, I just thought to give a little more rapid fire random objects or just like topics that I didn't think that were necessary for additional like cuts and or little divots so you weren't here as long. So I guess the first thing to hit it with is that Skydust Minecraft is selling his YouTube channel. Good luck to the poor fuck who decides to buy it, and good luck to Adam who's selling the channel if anyone does buy it. But he's making his final bag, he is getting out, and if you're wondering how I knew, it's all thanks to SunnyV2. Thank you for your content, brother. I'd recommend you go check him out. I'm probably not going to leave a link because I'm a little lazy, but you know what, that's alright. Next little bit of information is a little story from Charlie, or Moist Critical, as most people know him. He's become a little more mainstream, and he's talked about like a few things that interest him, or like roughed him a little the wrong way, I guess. And I thought I'd comment on, weigh in on the conversation, because this specific topic is kind of heavy-handed, I want to say, especially with everything. I did clip like everything from like his video and just like to give a short synopsis of everything, but yeah, here's that.
I hope you've had a wonderful day, because I'm about to make it a little worse. I'm gonna give you something you get very angry about. I'll be like Krampus over here ruining your Christmas. Let me just hit you with the quick Wikipedia plot summary here. There's a professional Dota 2 player named Ninja Boogie who was recently fired from his esports org because his mom had stage 4 cancer and they were afraid it was going to affect his performance. Yeah, it's as fucked up as it sounds. Ninja Boogie went into a little bit more detail on how all of this happened. The way he describes it in these tweets is he was due for a boot camp on a certain day, and then his mother had a stroke, and he was talking with management asking if it'd be okay to move the flights around a little bit to accommodate him so he could spend some time with his mom and see how all of that's going. And he'd still be there in time for the boot camp with, plenty of time to spare. But after telling them what his decision was, hoping that the flights could be arranged a little bit so he could see his mom, they kicked him. What an absolute Sigma grind set. Oh, your family's dying? That's no excuse, pussy. Get the fuck off the squad if you can't focus on dub skis.
Yeah, so after watching that entire situation, it's kind of fucked up. It is just unnecessary overall for a man to lose his job over something so, I guess, so sad. I don't know. He literally like tried everything, or like, I shouldn't say tried everything, but he like pretty much like did the best in his power to rearrange everything. He's like, hey, I just want to see my mom. It's the last thing I want to do, before like, something happens. But you know what? They said fuck him, and he's like, you know what? You don't need to come to the training camp. You can go spend the rest of the time away from the rest of the team forever. And it's like, okay, that's kind of fucked up. So with that, ending on that note, as Team SMG now probably being like one of my most hated teams, just off bias. I'm sorry to say, it is bias. It just is what it is, because that's just fucked up, dog. Like you can't just do that to your players. Like that's so fucked. But ending it on a good note, I guess. I want to recommend some stuff, maybe. Just some content, I guess, that I like to listen to. Nikki Tracks, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I know I do the same on all those, even though I'm just kind of like, I'm just a geeked fan. I enjoy the bars and the raps and all that. If you enjoy rap as well, I'd recommend you go listen to him. Check out his like raps. I recommend the One Piece 1,000 episodes, I think it's called, as well as I want to say No Guts No Glory is pretty good as well, and then that just recent one that will be like right in like the little screenshot. I can't remember the name of it, but it's an Inuyasha anime. I haven't watched Inuyasha, but I'll put it on my list. Along with those raps and all that, I also would recommend you check out the Pyrocynical video if you're ever into long form content, anything like that, anything like long engaging, better than I can like pull off right now anyway. But there's that Pyrocynical video. He did that free game you never played, or the second best like free game you ever played. I'll just throw like a little screenshot of that up as well. But overall, recommend go check those out. If not, that's everything I have to say. And I'll probably just leave it there. I'll probably cut to a pretty good ending right here, because in this little ER video, you just see me walking up. I am literally the luckiest man. And if you continue watching, you'll figure it out. And thank you for watching, I guess. Catch you all later.
That's the taste of my own medicine. That's what makes it my remedy. They try to erase my memory. I think that creates an identity. I think that's what makes you my enemy. But you're not replacing my legacy. That's a long, long line. That's outside. That's my hometown. So that shit out twice. At the wrong place, at the wrong time. If I die, take my hard drive. Every song you find.